the heart of Central America, the Mayan civilization rose around 2000 BCE and thrived for over 2 millennia.
I was standing before this great pyramid. I understood nothing. I took every possible literature from Central American archaeologists to learn what's this all about.
It was a world of towering pyramids, complex writing, and a deep understanding of the cosmos. By 250 CE, the Mayans had entered their classical period, which was marked by monumental cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Copan. At its peak, the empire was home to millions, with advances in astronomy, mathematics, and architecture unmatched by any other ancient civilization. But by the late 9th century, something changed. Cities were abandoned, and the once thriving empire began to crumble. Droughts, warfare, and resource depletion are reasons speculated for their decline. By the time the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, the Mayan civilization was a shadow of its former self. But what if that fall never happened? Watch until the end to discover if the Mayans still exist today, living with us and affecting our modern-day lives. If the Mayans had survived, their influence on daily life would be everywhere. Start with architecture. Imagine cities filled with buildings that mimic Mayan pyramid structures. These structures aren't just decorative, they're sustainable, using natural airflow for cooling and sunlight for heating. Buildings align with the stars, following the ancient Mayan belief in the power of celestial bodies. Urban planners and architects design neighborhoods using Mayan principles of balance and harmony. Streets align with geography and constellations, making the city feel like an extension of the cosmos. Imagine modern roads that use ancient Mayan designs. Instead of concrete highways, there are causeways made of local limestone, similar to the Sacpiab, white roads, that connected ancient Mayan cities. These roadways blend seamlessly with the natural landscape, reducing carbon footprints while ensuring efficient transport. Mayan astronomy shapes modern calendars and timekeeping. The Hab calendar, with its precise 365-day cycle, guides global schedules, festivals, and agricultural practices. The Tzolk'in calendar, based on a 260-day cycle, becomes a spiritual guide for personal milestones, such as births, marriages, and career decisions. Businesses even plan significant events based on favorable days determined by the Tzolk'in. Major corporations, stock markets, and political campaigns use these dates for decision-making. The Mayans' profound connection with the divine permeates daily life. Rituals are not just events, they're part of the daily routine. Before starting work, people offer small corn and cacao offerings to Chak, the god of rain, asking for productivity and prosperity. Local councils gather for public rituals, much like town hall meetings. Imagine government meetings beginning with rituals dedicated to Itzamna, the god of wisdom. Decisions are guided by spiritual insight as much as political strategy. Temples aren't just for worship, they're also community centers. People visit them regularly, not only for prayers, but also to learn traditional arts, history, and medicinal practices. Special rituals mark significant moments, such as the solar equinoxes, when thousands gather to watch the sun align perfectly with the pyramid steps, a phenomenon that represents the god's approval. National holidays are rooted in Mayan festivals. The Kawil festival, for example, celebrates wealth and abundance, while the Wayeb, 5 days of spiritual cleansing, is a national reflection period where schools, businesses, and even government offices close. Forget soccer or basketball. Pits, the ancient Mayan ball game, takes the spotlight. This fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping game is more than just entertainment. It holds spiritual significance, symbolizing cosmic balance. Players don traditional garb with feathered headgear and ornate jewelry, representing deities during matches. Pits tournaments are as popular as the Olympics. The game requires players to pass a heavy rubber ball through a narrow stone hoop using only their hips, elbows, and knees. The rules are simple, but the skill required is immense, making it a test of endurance, agility, and teamwork. Every match starts with a ceremonial dance, where players ask the gods for protection and favor. Spectators chant ancient hymns, believing their support can sway the gods' favor toward their team. Major cities host colossal stadiums designed to mimic ancient pits courts, with massive stone rings towering over the field. Kids grow up playing pits in schoolyards, and athletes earn global fame as pits champions. The sport's spiritual aspect is embraced too. Players believe victories are blessings from the gods, and top athletes are seen as modern-day warriors. The Mayan approach to agriculture changed how we farm. Ancient technologies like the milpa system, where crops like maize, beans, and squash grow together, became standard global practices. This polyculture system, which mimics natural ecosystems, reduces the need for chemical fertilizers and prevents soil depletion. Global agriculture embraces these sustainable methods, increasing biodiversity and improving food security. Mayan crops are essential in global diets. Corn, the sacred crop of the Mayans, becomes even more central. It's used not only in traditional foods like tamales and tortillas, but also as a key ingredient in biofuels and eco-friendly packaging. The Mayans' reverence for corn is palpable. It's celebrated annually in a grand festival called the Han Hunappu Harvest Festival, where communities gather to thank the gods for bountiful harvests. Mayan herbal medicine transformed healthcare. Plants like epazote for digestion, chaya for energy, and hoja santa for respiratory issues became popular and were prescribed by doctors alongside modern medicine. Mayan farmers introduced a variety of exotic fruits like sapote, ramon nuts, and soursop into global markets. These superfoods are not only delicious, but packed with nutrients, revolutionizing modern diets. Cafes offer Mayan-inspired drinks like atole, a warm corn-based beverage flavored with vanilla and cinnamon, and cacao drinks that retain their original spicy flavors of Mayan recipes. Imagine a political system guided by both democratic principles and ancient Mayan wisdom. Leaders are not just politicians, they're trained spiritual guides. They undergo a rigorous process, learning about Mayan law, astrology, and the sacred responsibility of leadership. Every major decision, from economic policies to international relations, is informed by astrology and ritual offerings to gods like Kawil, prosperity, and Ixchel, healing and fertility. Law focuses on harmony and balance, prioritizing community welfare over individual gain. The concept of restorative justice, where offenders must repair the harm they caused, becomes the basis of the global legal system. Instead of jails filled with inmates, communities have restorative centers where offenders and victims work together to heal and rebuild trust. Imagine elections guided not only by debates, but also by astrological predictions. Voters consider not only candidates' qualifications, but also their alignment with celestial events. Mayan councils act as advisory bodies, ensuring that decisions remain aligned with ancient values. Mayan art is everywhere. Murals depicting Mayan myths cover public buildings, parks display large stone sculptures of gods and sacred animals, and streets are lined with traditional stelae, stone monuments telling the history of local communities. Fashion is influenced by Mayan patterns, with hupals, embroidered tunics, and camisas, shirts, worn daily. These garments, known for their vibrant colors and intricate designs, have become global fashion staples. Prominent designers incorporate Mayan symbols, like the Hunap Ku, a symbol of the universe, into modern clothing lines. Music is a mix of ancient rhythms and modern beats. Traditional Mayan instruments like the tuncal, wooden drum, and ocarina, ceramic flute, are heard in pop songs, and Mayan chants blend with electronic music in popular clubs. This fusion creates new musical genres that captivate listeners worldwide. Cuisine also gets a Mayan twist. Mayan dishes like pakchak, citrus-marinated pork, cochinita pibil, slow-cooked pork, and tikin shik, grilled fish, become everyday meals. Mayan street foods such as elotes, grilled corn, is sold at bustling markets, with vendors offering different flavors of tamales from sweet to savory. Even rituals like cleansing ceremonies and temescal, sweet lodge sessions, become mainstream. Wellness retreats offer traditional Mayan healing techniques, with shamans guiding participants through spiritual journeys involving herbal baths, meditation, and spiritual alignment practices. If the Mayan Empire had never fallen, their scientific advancements would have revolutionized modern understanding. The Mayans were masters of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. Imagine a world where their astronomical knowledge shapes our exploration of space. Ancient Mayan observatories like El Caracol and Chichen Itza serve as global research centers, guiding space missions and lunar explorations. Their numeral system, based on a vigesimal base 20 system, influences today's digital technology. Computers and AI programs use Mayan mathematical concepts for more efficient processing. The Mayan zero concept, which was one of their groundbreaking contributions, is central to computing. Mayan philosophy emphasizes the importance of harmony, respect for nature, and cosmic balance. Schools teach children math, science, and Mayan legends, rituals, and philosophies. Imagine children learning the story of Popol Vuh, the ancient Mayan creation myth, alongside classic literature. The story of the hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, becomes as familiar as any Greek or Roman myth. Students participate in spiritual exercises like meditation and breathing rituals to enhance focus, reflecting the Mayan belief in holistic education. Mayan languages like Yucatec, Kayich, and Kikchi are preserved and flourish in schools as second or third languages. Bilingualism has become the norm, with millions of students learning Mayan alongside English, Spanish, and other global languages. Ancient glyph writing is introduced as an artistic form, adding depth to linguistic studies. It isn't unusual to see classrooms decorated with Mayan symbols, each carrying stories of the past and lessons for the present. The Mayans were skilled traders, and if their empire persisted, they would excel in today's global economy. The Ruta Maya, an ancient trade network connecting the Yucatan to Central America, becomes a modern trade route for goods like textiles, ceramics, spices, and exotic fruits. The Mayan chocolate trade reaches new heights, with artisanal cacao being one of the most sought-after commodities in the world. The global economy benefits from the Mayan barter system. Bartering, in ancient tradition, re-emerges in local markets and global trade hubs as a sustainable form of commerce. It isn't uncommon to see markets where people trade goods and services directly, reinforcing the Mayan value of reciprocity. The Mayan financial system incorporates ethical lending and community-focused investments. Banks work like community treasuries, where a portion of the profits supports local development projects like schools, agricultural cooperatives, and medical facilities. Interest rates are based on community well-being and the agricultural cycle, emphasizing sustainability over profit. Mayan craftsmanship shapes international trade, with artisans specializing in traditional weaving, pottery, and carving. High-quality jade jewelry, obsidian blades, and colorful textiles have become valuable exports. People seek guidance from Mayan shamans, who are now global figures. These spiritual guides conduct ceremonies that cleanse individuals and entire communities. Mayan concepts of balance, such as the dual nature of creation and destruction, help shape modern self-help and mindfulness practices. Meditation centers adopt Mayan methods that focus on aligning personal energy with cosmic rhythms. Retreats feature Mayan themes, with participants learning ancient chants, participating in cacao ceremonies, and engaging in guided meditations that follow the Tzolk'in calendar's cycles. The Mayan emphasis on revering the earth influences global environmental movements. The Mayan reverence for Mother Earth, Ixchel promotes sustainable living, inspiring eco-friendly initiatives like community gardening, sustainable fishing, and preserving sacred natural sites. Mayan festivals transform global culture. Celebrations like Pax, War, once a time for Mayans to honor their warriors and ask for peace, become national holidays where people pray for global harmony. Wayeb, the 5 dangerous days at the end of the Mayan calendar year, turn into a period of global reflection, where nations cease conflicts, aid each other, and focus on charity work. Imagine the grand festival of Chichen Itza celebrated at the Pyramid of Chichen Itza, attracting millions from around the world. This festival coincides with the spring equinox, when the pyramid shadow aligns to create the illusion of a serpent slithering down the steps. People gather to witness this celestial event, chanting ancient hymns and offering flowers, fruits, and incense to honor the gods. If the Mayan Empire never fell, we'd live in a world richer in culture, more connected to nature, and deeper spiritually. Their profound knowledge of astronomy, architecture, and agriculture wouldn't just shape daily life, it would influence global systems. But would you want to live in a world like this? Let us know in the comments. And if you're curious about other alternate histories, check out our video, Atlantis, What If It Never Sank?